I would hit two, maybe $3 million my first year, restarting from scratch if I had everything that I have today.
Russell Peach is the founder of Peach Painting.
A Florida-based company setting new standards in residential and commercial painting.
You're huge on like building a team of killers. Tell us why that company didn't fail and the lessons that you learned from it.
I'm a little insane, bro. I don't care about myself. I'll eat ramen noodles if I need to just to take care of my guys. Screw the money. It's not about the money. What do you do when you go home every night? Do you invest into yourself? Do you go home? Do you hit the gym? This podcast is free right here. We're dropping gems already. But for me, I found...
Hello everyone. So we have a really special guest today, the man, the legend, Russell himself from Peach Painting. And Russell started his like painting company. He was doing like 500k a year, and then he scaled his company. Now this year his goal is to like hit 9 million with his painting company. And Russell, when he was 18, he started like his full service remodeling company that he couldn't scale because he didn't have the right system, right structure in place. And then Russell is over here. He scaled his company. He found the niche that he really loved and that could grow really well, and that he selected like Peach Painting, the brand that we all know today. So Russell, give everyone about a little bit introduction.
Yeah, man, no, I appreciate the intro. Yeah, my name's Russell Peach, proud owner of Peach Painting and Peach Flooring. I'm based in Tampa, Florida. You know, I appreciate you having me on this call. And like we spoke about before, I love jumping on podcasts. I love helping the industry elevate as much as we can. We all know that the painting industry, for example, if you're a painting contractor or if you're just a contractor in general listening to this, there's a lot of stigma on unprofessionalism in the industry. And how do we separate ourselves from the masses? When the masses is completely against you and we're known as the drunk painters that are tending to roll up on job sites with beer cans falling out of our trucks, if we live with that stigma, how do we separate ourselves from the masses, and how do we give that great experience which will equate to selling your jobs for more money and being able to scale your team further? So within all of that, I love being an advocate to the whole industry on how we can do all of that, and love helping any way possible. So hopefully we can get some good insights. And yeah, I'm totally an open book. So anything that we want to talk about, totally open book on.
100% man. So tell us a little bit about your journey, man. Like when you started your first company, like the first service, like full service remodel company, right? So tell us a little about that and why it wasn't scalable for you, right? Because I know you are huge on mindset, you are huge on leadership, and you're huge on like building a team of killers. So tell us like why that company didn't fail and like the lessons that you learned from it, man.
Yeah, good question. So the way we started, I was 18 years old. It's just 2015, and I got thrown in the deep end. I just wanted some work. The contractor's like, "Yeah, you got to open your own business," and he has all this remodeling work, full remodeling work, and that's what I knew. So I'm like, "All right, cool. Yeah, I'll do this remodeling here, do this remodeling there." Next thing I know, I have a ton of jobs on schedule, but I'm only one man. How can I do all of these projects just being one man? So now I have to start to try to find people, recruit, train people, because at the end of the day, I'm a young kid. I don't have all this cash flow. I came in with $0, no handouts from family, no rich parents, just straight hustle, straight grit, all self-made. So how do I go from being an 18-year-old kid and trying to scale my business? When I have no money, obviously I can't hire a professional that knows how to do flooring, how to do painting, how to do electrical, how to do custom cabinets, framing, drywall, all the stuff that I know how to do. How do I get somebody without paying that much money? Because obviously if somebody knows how to do all of that, they require a lot of money to be able to work for you. Otherwise, why would they work for you with their skill set? So the only other way is to find somebody and train them, pay them less, that they don't know that much, how to do everything, pay them less, and completely train them. But guess what? That's a long process. We're doing 5, 10 different services at once. Doing flooring one day, we're doing drywall the next, do a custom bathroom the next. Can't focus just on one. So now they're just like, they get a piece of this, a piece of that, a piece of this. Next thing you know, wondering why these guys are not being efficient. They're not scaling their efficiency. Well, guess what? They're doing one different thing every day of the week. So obviously they're not going to be proficient in it. At first it was hard to grasp because I'm a fast learner, but not everybody can pick up to my speed. So start realizing that, man, this is going to be really tough unless I have all this money to cash flow these big people that can do everything that I can do. There's no way that I'm going to be able to scale just as one person. So I started, getting frustrated, feeling like, man, I'm just going to be a solo owner operator. This is all I'm going to do. I'm going to be swinging a hammer for the rest of my life. It's cool. I'm making good money, but how scalable is it? If I break my leg, if I break my arm, if I'm in the hospital, worst case scenario, knock on wood, anything happens, what is there left? How am I going to pay my bills? I don't have a family at this time, but I mean, if I have a family in the future, I still have bills. I still live on myself. I still have cars and stuff that I still need to pay for. I have a beautiful dog at the time, which is 10 years old now. I got him when he was 6 weeks. That was my only real responsibility, right? So then I started realizing, man, there has to be a different way. And then I started phasing back. Luckily, God works in mysterious ways. I give it all to God because I was getting frustrated. And then I ended up slowing down with work. Next thing you know, jobs are drying up. Wow, I just got this guy. And he's actually starting to pick up the pace on things. But now jobs are drying up. What do I do here? Got with another contractor. This guy only painted. I've done some painting at this point, but nothing serious. I've painted a room here and there, nothing serious. He taught me how to fully paint apartments. We got into the apartment niche, and we're just doing when people move in and out. And I learned it really fast. Guess what? You're doing one thing all the time, just painting. I'm like, you know what? I bring on a helper. Boom, guy got it quick. Got more work. Boom, guy got it quick. Hey, guess what? You're doing the same thing Monday through Friday. Before, when I was doing everything, you're doing everything, a different service every single day of the week. Now this makes sense. This is going to be a scalable company. If I did break my leg, break my arm, God forbid, then guess what? I got the guys that are just doing one thing that I can train them just how to do one thing. So now I know that this is a business we can scale. So then I started, I was slow at painting, never really could make money at it because I was just slow at it. I was just a perfectionist. Everything had to be perfect. Making love to the walls is what I like to call it. And I learned that, step back from that a little bit. I was never like a true salesman. I never had any structure, but I had a good way of talking to people. So started selling myself. He started drying up with jobs for painting. So I'm like, I got these guys and I know this niche and I think this is a good niche. So now I need to get into actually selling these jobs. So I got into selling some paint jobs and boom, we just exploded. So then we started, one thing led to the next. I oversold, overpromised, and then now I'm like, man, I got all these jobs. I don't got nobody to perform them. So it pushed me into getting more labor. Then I started picking up labor, picking up jobs, picking up labor, picking up jobs. That whole cycle, that's how we scaled. So I just found that it was a lot more easily replicatable to just do that one thing. So I'm like, you know what? Just because I can do everything at once doesn't mean everybody else can. I need to think bigger. You always need to think bigger. I never thought about right now. I always thought bigger. I always thought long term. But for a little moment, I'm like, man, I'm so good at this. I have to do this because this is where I'm great at and there's good money in it. But screw the money. It's not about the money. It's about the impact. It's about the freedom. It's about the opportunity. So, and of course, the money will come. So I ended up selling, getting labor, and one thing led to the next, basically. And that's where we're at. That's why we still niche down to just painting years and years later. So now we're full subcontractor base. Yeah, you said 9 million. We're hoping to hit 8 figures this year, but low end goal will be 9 million this year. We did diversify about a year ago, or less than a year ago. We launched a flooring company too. We can talk about that a little bit later, why I diversified into flooring, but our main focus still, about 75 to 85% of our revenue is still strictly coming from residential painting.
Yeah, awesome, man, awesome. So, at what point, like, did you realize like leadership and building a real culture is like a really good thing? Because all of what you have said, it's an amazing journey. And what I can see, like, from a different like person's perspective, right? Because at the time you realize like things were not going your way, you realize it was getting frustrated, but then later on you realize that it was all a blessing in disguise, right? So I can also see like how it was setting you up, like everything that you was doing, it was setting you up for something really bigger, right? So at what point like did you realize like that leadership and building a team of killers is the way to scale a company?
Yeah, the pivotal moment that led me to believe that leadership, sales, building a team was the only way to build a company was the time that I realized that I'm great at certain things, but I need to maximize what I'm great at. Instead of doing 10 different things at 50% or 40% because I'm just being pushed and pulled everywhere, let me focus just on one thing. Let me trust people. Let me give them a great opportunity, pay them well, and be able to let them shine in their position when they're only focused on sales, for example, when they're only focused on painting, or when they're only focused on project management. They will shine there and I will shine doing something else. So it's just about being laser focused and realizing where your strengths are. So I found that my strength was leadership, mindset, sales, marketing, and overall explosive growth. Because I'm a little insane, bro. So I know that, and I know that the how fast I want to grow and the type of trust I put into the leaders in my business, a lot of people wouldn't agree with. A lot of people wouldn't go with it. It's completely fine. It's the beauty of business. Everybody can run their own business their own way, and there's no right or wrong way. But for me, I found I need to leverage all of my strengths, and to couple with that, I had the natural leadership and I had the natural sales and marketing skills and natural abilities or wants to just scale the business. But natural is not going to cut it. You have to hire coaches. You have to be around the right mentors, be around the right networking groups. So I got in with all the right people at the right times, and I leveraged it to the full extreme. So then I learned how can I actually do it. I know I want to do it, but wanting to do it and actually doing it are two completely different things. When you spend money, like I said earlier, devalue money, just screw the money. It's not about the money. Spend the money, invest into yourself. Investing into yourself will be the biggest ROI you'll ever get. And I invested it heavily into leadership, mindset, sales, and that's when I realized that this is why and the way to scale the business.
Yeah, 100% man. And like is that also like why you have like a really good team and why you build a really good culture with your team? Like
Yeah, I guess that is kind of why. Just I mean, because my why with the team is I just want to give them a great opportunity. I mean, they're great people. I hire for culture first, or for character first, and I don't hire for skill. You got to be a good person. So once you get those good people, they're going to be loyal to you. They have the right character, right culture fits. Then I just want to give them a great opportunity. Back to what we were talking about earlier, the painting industry and contracting industry in general is notorious for the owners or the management team that don't care about their team members, and they just want to they're worried about the next check, worried about that next kill. They don't care about paying their team well or giving that team member an opportunity to grow within the business. You know, when you come into a business not knowing anything and then 2 years later you're running your own crew or project managing crews, that's a huge sense of accomplishment, and people want to be part of something bigger. So when you give them that opportunity, that's just a big reason why I like to do it all, because I'm very selfless and I love giving back, and I wish I had that opportunity for me. So if I can give that opportunity out to others, that's what I love to do.
yeah, 100% man. And I really like love that you go like that you mentioned all of this because I was watching your video the other day in which that you mentioned like you were doing like commercial painting, right? And you got I don't know like 100K that you had to pay to the labor, right? And you was at the time eating ramen noodles or maybe some noodles, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
But this is what people don't realize, man. So like a lot of people don't realize like when you are a business owner, like you are running the whole show, people are going to rely on you, right? People will view you as someone who is going to lead them into the right direction, into something bigger. So if you do like if you yourself cannot lead someone else, then you will have like a lot of you will not have the right people working with you, right? And that is not the way to build a scalable company, right?
Correct.
So can you like also share a little bit about yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, it's all about the team. You know, like I was saying earlier, I'm only one person. I can only do so much, so it's all about the team. And the reel that you were referencing is when I was 19 years old and I have all this money basically quote unquote in the bank that I can't touch because it's commercial painting and they're net 60, net 90 after the job's done. You got to pay your guys. So I'm over here trying to do whatever I can, robbing Peter to pay Paul just to pay our guys. And I don't care about myself. I'll eat ramen noodles if I need to just to take care of my guys. That's the only way you can scale. So what are you going to do? You're going to make your guys wait the 60 to 90 days that you have to wait to get paid? Nobody's going to stay with you. Good luck running your business. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough to do, but this is the burden that we choose as business owners. It's not something that the employees or even subcontractors, if you want to run a sub model, that's not something that they have to deal with. That's why they chose to work for you. So whatever you got to do, get it done. Work relentless hours. Go do whatever to make it happen. Take out a second mortgage on your home. Take out credit cards. Take out lines of credits. Take out personal loans. Whatever it is to make it happen. But first, you mentioned another thing about leading the team. It all begins and ends with the belief you have in yourself. So if you don't believe that you can lead a team, if you don't believe that you're capable of leading a team, then why should somebody else believe in you to lead them? It's all communication. And if you communicate it properly, if you truly believe in yourself and then you communicate it properly to somebody else, then it should be a no-brainer for both of you guys. So, but if you don't believe in yourself, then you absolutely cannot do it.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like the communication is kind of really the thing that a lot of businesses miss these days, right? Because if you communicate properly, if you keep them in check, and if you like, even with someone that is looking for your services, if you have like proper communication and if you guide them into the right direction, most of the time they're going to choose you, right? And like honestly, this is like really what a lot of businesses miss as well. So like, what will you say, like you were doing commercial painting at the time, right? So what were the mistakes that you learned from that? Because like you said the margins were low and you had like to wait for a lot of time to get the payment, right?
Yeah, well, first thing I wanted to just elaborate more on that communication because and then we'll get to the commercial painting thing, but the communication, the biggest thing is it's just a life skill in general. And the reason I love the game of business, the reason love the game of sales is because all of it is just life in general. You'll be surprised how much sales and in learning how to communicate with people has helped me in personal relationships with my family, with girlfriends, with actual friendships. All of that, mastering the art of communication. When you master all of that, everything else in your life is going to be a lot smoother than if you don't ever focus on it. So first thing, master the art of communication. Master your mind. You master everything else in your life. But then the commercial painting thing. So our gross profit margins were actually very high in commercial painting. But the problem is that they paid net whenever they wanted to, basically. I know we say net 60, net 90 or whatever, but I had bills out a year old, 180 days old. And I'm still trying to make payroll, right? I'm still a young kid. I still got more jobs I got to pay all my guys on. So that was for one. For two, the reason I got out of commercial painting, like it was tough for cash flow. But for two is it wasn't scalable too because we were doing apartment repaints and we were doing like 8 apartment communities or 9 apartment communities at a time. And some months we would paint 200 apartments in a month, 250 apartments in a month. Then the next month they would have a low amount of move outs and we would have 100 apartments in a month. Now imagine your revenue that you're expecting cutting in half, and then the next month it going back to the normal, then cutting in half again. Excuse me. How are you going to scale your team? How are you going to hire people? Because now you got a ton of work for them one month, the next month they have no work. Now they're going to go find somebody else that keeps them busy. And it wasn't something that they could schedule out weeks in advance. Like residential painting, for example, we can be 6 weeks booked out. It's guaranteed locked in. But with this, it would be less than a week that they're booking out our calendar. So now it's like, I got 10 people that I need to keep busy, but they only send me, on Friday for next week, they only send me enough work for 4 people to keep busy. What do I do about the other 6? It was so volatile. So that was a big reason why I had to get out of the commercial painting on top of the cash flow problem.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, you need something, if you are going to grow a business or scale a company, you need something that is not reliant on luck, right? Because if you're waiting for someone to have like move out from the apartment, then that is not a scalable business, right?
Correct.
So how did you like kind of like found your niche? Like you were doing commercial painting. How did you like pivoted from like that to like residential painting?
Well, first, shout out to my man Tanner Mullen, the founder of Drip Jobs. I was on,
Yeah.
I was just scrolling on Facebook one day, and in the back of my head, like for years, I knew I wanted to get into residential painting, and I had no idea how to estimate a house, how to come up with pricing. I knew I had the laborers for it because we're painting apartments, so it's the same thing. But it's a little bit different, but I know I could still get it done. I just didn't know how to price things out. Didn't have a sales process. Didn't know that sales went as deep as I know that it does now. But secondary to that is I was scrolling on Facebook. We'll backtrack even more. So I wanted to years before, and I didn't know how to. I ended up buying into other businesses, buying into real estate, buying into this, buying into that, just because I had all this money and I was young and I was just trying to grow aggressively. Didn't even know that coaching and communities like what Tanner's built and painting contractors was even a thing. So learned my lessons there. Fast forward again, I was scrolling on Facebook, found Painting Contractors Group ran by Tanner, jumped on a call with him, and I'm like, wow, there's a whole nother world of this. There's actually coaches, there's mentors, there's people collaborating, there's people talking about what they're doing and how they're doing it. I need to be connected with them. So I just went so hard on the community. I'm giving feedback, asking for feedback, asking questions, spending money on coaches, spending money on courses. How can I break into this market? Boom. I went to the PCA Expo and saw as a whole other world at the PCA Expo as well. Got into a lot of different friend groups. I was just talking to a lot of people, being open about everything, what I was trying to do. People were willing to give their shirts off their back for me. Like, man, this is amazing. So now I'm like, man, I've been wanting this, and now I need to fully dive in the deep end on this, and that's how I transitioned into the residential painting market.
Love that, man. And honestly, like communities and a network of people that are like-minded and want to grow as well, that is something really powerful. Like I have this story on networking that I like mentioned in the previous like podcast as well. I will mention it again. There was one painting contractor, a friend of mine that I know now. He went to paint con, right? But at the time, like his other friend invited him to paint con, but at the time he didn't have the money to go there, right? So he went into like 2000 or maybe 3k like debt. He went to paint con. He networked there. He networked with all of the other painting businesses, learned the things that he learned from there, and then he went back on. In the first 3 months of like implementing all of those things, he made like 100 grand, like 100 grand plus, right? So this just shows like just by having a network and having a really good community that like pushes you to the next level and motivates you, that is something that people should definitely look into, and coaching as well, right?
For
So
sure.
at what point like did you like start investing in yourself in the coaching? Because I saw like that you said that at one point 3k for coaching was too much for you.
Yeah. So a few things I want to say off of that. So the guy that was at PaintCon, I probably know him, and I probably was talking with him. I don't know exactly who you're talking about, but I was a speaker at the event, and I had like it was like, hey, no pressure or nothing, but you're speaking right before Andy Elliott, the keynote speaker. I'm like, oh, great. I got to keep the crowd pumped up before Andy comes on board. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, I was at that event, so I was probably chatting with him too. Great event, and all those painting events, ton of value, ton of knowledge. But you asked about when I started to actually invest into coaching, and when I
Yeah.
learned about the painting contractors group, I learned that there was coaches in the group, and guess what? Right away, I'm a speed to lead guy. I'm either all the way out or I'm all the way in. Yeah, at the beginning, I'm like, dang, 3K for a course or 3K for some coaching. I'm like, man, you know what? Screw it. I'm gambling over here. I'm betting all on red right now, baby. Let's go. So then I put it all on red, and guess what? I got a huge ROI from it. And that quote unquote high that you get when you take a big risk, take a big leap, and it actually works out in your favor, guess what? I'm bought in. I'm hooked. It's like a drug. I'm over
Yeah.
here. I'm going. I'm any coach out there that I see them dropping some fire, I'm getting booked on their course. I'm getting booked on a call, spending money on it. I spent easily well over 6 figures in coaching in the first like 12 to 18 months, I spent uh, well over six figures on it. So all I know is that all coaching does is it compresses the time. I could have definitely learned everything that I know today by myself, but I'm 28 now. And how old would I be if I had to figure all that stuff out myself? Maybe 38, maybe 48, maybe 58. But then within that secondary, how slow would my growth have been? Then third off, how much money would I have lost in all these issues that I already know how to navigate before they even happen? And how much lost, not only lost money, but lost opportunity would I have lost without setting up the blueprint before I actually attack? So that's why I just dive so deep into coaching, and I'm such a huge advocate on people hiring coaches.
That's awesome, man. And coaching as well, like what I think it does is like the thing with coaching is like first of all you need to be aware like who you are investing into, right? There are going to be a lot of people that will claim that they've done those things that they haven't done, right? With the social media there's everything,
Sure.
like there's both good and bad, right? But the people that you need to be investing into, let's say you have XYZ goal, right? And you find someone that has done that goal, so you just literally pay him to teach all of the mistakes that he has done along the way to reach that XYZ goal, right? So you just pay that for him. You are literally saving the time and all the mistakes that you would have done yourself, right? And man, what would you say?
You want to hear about mistakes too?
Yeah,
Some mistakes that I've had with coaching, and I know you're talking about mistakes in business, but I'll shift it a little bit to mistakes in coaching, because I see a lot of people, they go into a coach and maybe they don't have full confidence with that coach, and maybe that coach doesn't have credentials. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Maybe you're just a wishy-washy person and you think you're gonna get scammed, because at the end of the
yeah,
day, there's a lot of these wannabe gurus online
that's what I'm saying.
that think that, oh, it sounds good in theory, but guess what? In theory versus action are two completely
Yeah,
different things. So if
100%.
you've never done it yourself, I'd have a hard time believing what you're going to tell me to do. So within that, first, if you're going to hire a coach, make sure you properly vet them, make sure that they're actually doing what you want to do. But secondary to that, if you're going to spend your time and your money, like I said, screw the money. Your time is the most valuable thing that you'll ever have. So if you're going to spend your time plus the money, you need to dive fully into that coach and go all into their systems. What I had happen to me is I would hire a coach, and I see it happen all the time. I would hire a coach, and I'd be like, I don't like this system. I'm picking and choosing what I'm gonna take from him. But guess what? Later on, I found out that, hey, there's a reason why he did this way. I should have just listened to him sooner. If you're gonna hire a coach, go fully in until it proves otherwise. If it doesn't work at all, then start using your higher judgment, your better judgment on what works for you. Not saying that everything that I do is going to work for you, or everything that any of the gurus in the industry are going to work for you, but you don't know until you actually try. And if you're spending your time and your money into it, dive fully into it. Don't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out, because all you're going to do is shoot yourself in the foot and you're wasting your time and money. So that's a mistake I had, and a mistake that I see a lot of people have when they get into the realm of hiring coaches.
And honestly, that's the mistake that I also made just yesterday. So I think so I should have listened, like I should have known this sooner. But yeah, this is 100% true, man. Like if there's someone that is more knowledgeable than you, then just listen to them, right? After some time, you're going to see like what you just did, or maybe you just picked and choose from the system. It won't work the right way, right? Because there is a reason why a system works in a system, right? It cannot work without few specific things or few specific parts. So there's a whole theory to it, and of course do your research who you are going to invest into, because you are not only investing the money, right? At the time money might seem a lot to you, but after you get the ROI, you will only see yourself valuing your time. And like mentorship as well, right? I like, sorry, the mindset as well. I want to like speak about the mindset as well, because at a young age there are going to be a lot of people that won't even just dream of like what you're trying to build, right? So what gave you that mindset? Like what is your why? Because people don't even know their why.
Yeah, so good question. So my why is always just to give back and to give everybody around me a better opportunity than they could get from other people, whether it be employees working for us, working for another company, or homeowners hiring a painting company in the area that's going to be unethical, that's going to steal their deposit, that's not going to be responsive, it's going to give them a slop job, steal their money. So it's to give everybody a better opportunity and to build a team and let them maximize their income and maximize their impact as well. So I'm a proud father of a 4-year-old son. He's a savage. He's going to be the next CEO of Peach Painting. I'm already calling it because the dude's got a strong personality just like his dad. And then I have a sweet 1-year-old daughter. She's such a sweetheart, such a princess. But one big thing that my mother always did for me as a child is she always made me feel like I'm the best in the room. I'm the best anywhere I go. I am number one. Anything, she always told me, it doesn't matter if you want to be the president of the United States. If you believe you can do it, you can absolutely do it. If you believe you can't, you can. It's all about the belief you have in yourself. So to reinforce that, why I mentioned the father side of it is that's how I'm raising my kids. Anything they do, I'm gassing it up like crazy. Building many leaders, right? Sometimes it can start as a kid, but even if you don't have the upbringing, you can invest into yourself and surround yourself around the right people, listen to the right podcasts, read the right books, be in the right mentorship or networking groups, and you can completely change your life on an any day basis. Every day we wake up is a restart. What do you do with your time? It doesn't matter about what you did yesterday. It's all about today. It's all about now and tomorrow. What can you do to change your life? So the leadership or that type of mindset, yeah, for me it did stem as a child. I also started quote unquote landscaping business when I was like 14 years old. I was going around the neighborhood mowing lawns for $20. I would buy broken motorcycles off of Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace and fix them, sell them. Bought my first car when I was 16 before I could even drive, and I didn't even know how to drive stick shift. And so I was always I was just a hustler. I was selling packs of gum at school, selling candy at school. I just always had that entrepreneurial mindset. And for me, maybe it was natural. For some people, maybe it's natural and they don't know how to plug two and two together. For some people, maybe it's not natural. And not everybody out there is an entrepreneur. Some people are a great number two, a better number two than they are a number one. So it's also like you got to realize who you are. And if you can create more impact to be a number two than you would ever be a number one, then be a number two. Take the pride and ego to the side. For me, I knew who I was, and then I invested into myself, and I spend so much time just on protecting what I put into my head and protecting who I surround myself with to make sure I'm always polished, to make sure that I'm showcasing what my leadership style is. Because the people around you, if you keep slacking, if you keep talking about doing things, you don't do anything, or you don't have the right mindset on things, you get frazzled when there's a little bit of stress, guess what? People are going to lose confidence in you. So I think all of that, we come full circle. That's why I love the mindset game. And it's just how much do you believe in yourself? How much are you willing to bet on yourself?
Love that, man. And your story as well, I deeply relate to that. And the reason being is because I'm also young. I'm also like you when you were back then. And before I went on my business, that was last year, I tried a bunch of things, right? I tried video editing for people. I tried graphic designing. I tried designing logos. I tried a bunch of things, right? Just like you did the lawn care business, you did the commercial painting, you did the full service remodeling, and a bunch of things, right? And I would say, like, if you stick to like one thing and you keep doing that over and over again for a longer time, you naturally become a master at it, right? You become the expert, you become the leader for that. So that's something I would like definitely do if I were to start over again. And for you, like, what would you do? What would you say? Like, if you were to like start over your business, what's the blueprint that you will follow specifically to like build the company that you currently have?
If I were to start over without all my knowledge currently, or if like everything went down the drain at Peach Painting and I have all the knowledge
Yeah.
today, what way do you want me to
No,
answer
so
that?
if you had like all of the knowledge that you have right now, so let's say there is a 18-year-old Russell that wants to start his painting company, right? What advice would you give to him? What's the blueprint that you will give to him to grow like $1 million painting company?
Yeah, well, first thing I'd say is hire the right coaches, get around the right groups, and think bigger. That's really the biggest thing is how can it be sustainable? Anybody can build $1 million business. How long are you going to keep it? How long is it going to go away overnight? Because you can build it and it'll just crumble if you don't have the right leadership in place, you don't have the right systems in place, or just the right mindset on things. So I would say get with the coach first, the right coach. Screw the money. Eat ramen noodles. Sleep in your car. Sleep with your parents. Do whatever you can to be extreme about it. What would you rather choose? 5 years of joy for 50 years of pain, or 5 years of pain for 50 years of joy? I'd choose the latter. So with that, spend all your money, as much of it as you can. Work crazy hours, 18-hour days. Screw sleep. I run off of 4 hours of sleep, maybe 5 hours of sleep a night, and I'm fine with that. And I still do that, right? So you got to get aggressive, and you need to be intentional with everything you do. Screw the partying, screw the drugs, screw the girls, whatever. Focus fully on, if you really want to build a big business, these are the prime times to do it. We're young. We're hungry. When we're in our late 50s, I mean, we'll be lucky. Maybe we'll have the energy. When we're in our 60s, maybe we'll have the energy too. But statistically, people in their 20s are probably going to have a lot more energy and a lot more grit and a lot more willingness to learn the hard way than somebody later on in life. So do it now. Do it fast. But spend correctly and get around the right groups, and then just work hard, to sum it up.
Love it, man. So I would ask another follow-up question on that. So for me, I was not a natural like entrepreneur. I was not a natural at it, right? Because from where I come from, whatever I do, it's called crazy. It's considered crazy. I've been called crazy all the time, right? Until it worked.
Sure.
So teach like that young kid how to think big, right? Because most of these guys, just like me, just like I was back then, how do you like develop that mindset? How do you develop the skills of leadership to like go to the next level?
Well, bro, it's 2025. I'm glad you say that. Yeah, I'm a huge advocate of this quote. It's only delusional until it works. I have a shirt that says that, and I always preach it's only delusional until it works. I'm crazy as hell to so many people, but guess what we're doing over here? It's working. We're staying focused on one thing and one thing only. Building a team, building a replicatable system. It's delusional as hell, right? But it works. And it's going to work even more, right? So back to what you were saying about what was the second part that we were referencing on this?
How to like think bigger
So how to
and
think
develop that
bigger. How
mindset.
to think bigger. What do you do when you go home every night? What do you do when you're driving to and from your office, or driving to and from sales appointments? Are you just listening to Taylor Swift in your car? Do you go home and watch Netflix when you go home? Eat ice cream? Put all this bad food in your body? What do you do? Do you invest into yourself? Do you go home? Do you hit the gym? Do you invest into yourself by listening to podcasts, listening to audibles? This podcast is free right here. We're dropping gems already, and we're halfway through. How many podcasts do you listen to in between job sites, or in between appointments, or in between your commute to work? When you go home, how much time do you spend on Netflix versus how much time do you spend reading books or investing into those courses that we were talking about you should spend money on? Dive deep into it, and then take action to actually implement it. Actually, just taking all this knowledge is one thing, but you actually have to do something with it. But first, it's all about what you put into yourself. And then I mentioned the food, and I mentioned the gym too, because health is a huge thing that we're big advocates here at Peach Painting. I'm doing 100 days straight in the gym. Today's day 73 straight in the gym, which is insane, right? And statistically, it's not good to work out every single day, because obviously your muscles need time to recover
Rest.
and all, blase, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. Why I'm doing it for discipline. If I could prove to myself that I can go to the gym 100 days straight, I don't care if it's a 10-minute workout or if it's a 3-hour workout. If I can make it to the gym and do something for 100 days straight, the type of discipline that it's going to wire your brain into is the only reason I'm doing it. Then that's going to double into what kind of food you intake, because how are you going to be going to the gym every day, then go to McDonald's and eat McDonald's, eat some fried food and all this nasty crap, Red 40, all these snacks and stuff that people ingest into their body? Why would you do that? So then it all couples together, because the better more things you put good into your body, food, podcast, knowledge, education, and working out, the better you're going to have an outlook on the world, and the better you're going to perform in the world. So it's all what goes in's got to come out. You eat crap, you're going to feel like crap. You're going to perform like crap. You eat good, perform good, everything else is going to be good. So that's what I believe in. People complain about, hey, I don't have the money. Go on YouTube, get free podcasts like this, Audibles. Hey, I don't have time. Well, come to find out, their Netflix subscription is still running up, and they're still watching Netflix every night. And then come to find out, they're
Yeah.
listening to Taylor Swift on their way to work every day. Come on, don't have a victim mindset. No victim mentalities. Anything that happens in your life is your fault. You need to be extreme on yourself. Be extreme on yourself first. It's the only way you'll be able to grow as a person. And I know that everything I'm saying sounds extreme, and be like, man, this guy's hardcore. And I do it intentionally because hopefully we can break through somebody out there that needs to be shaken up a little bit. I needed that push, and I never had somebody there to give me that push. So if I can give anybody that push, that's what you need. You need to be extreme. Take accountability for everything in your life. If your bank account doesn't look the way that it wants to look, whose fault is it? Is it your girlfriend's fault? Is it your friend's fault for asking you to go out every weekend? No, it's your fault. You tell your girlfriend yes. You tell your friends yes when they ask you to go out. It's your fault. You tell Netflix, yes, I'm still watching. No, you're not still watching. You're investing into yourself. Come on. So yeah, I told you, I'm a little extreme, or maybe a lot of extreme, but that's the only way that you can break through and rewire your mind and be able to take these strides in life.
No, man, and I truly appreciate like all of what you have said, and I like believe it as well, because I've experienced it myself that the things that you do outside of your work is going to impact the results and the ROI you get on your work, right? Because if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're like, let's say you have appointments you are going to show up to, and you're not going there like really does well, you are not like your breath stinks, or like whatever it is, right? It's going to have an impact, or maybe a negative impact. So it depends like what's all of what you do outside, it's going to have an impact on the business as well. And that's like discipline, I would say. Like I see your stories all the time, and like I can be like a vouch for you that even if it's like late night, you still get the workout in, right? You will post the like story of a workout at 9 p.m. Even if it's late, you will still post it, right? You will still do it. And that's the level of discipline that I'm also trying to build. I'm not quite yet there, but the discipline is also a huge thing. If you are trying to build or maybe scale or grow a company, and also like sustaining that, that's not easy. Like as you said earlier, like building a painting, like $1 million painting business, sure, you can do that, but sustaining that, or maybe like scaling to the next level, how are you going to do that if you're not like even disciplined, if you're not investing in yourself, if you don't have the right mindset, or if you don't have the leadership mindset, all of that.
Yeah,
And
a lot of
like
people
also
are
yeah.
dreamers. A lot of people are dreamers, and they just want it handed to them. And guess what? It takes hard work. There's no other way but hard work. Just get up and do it. That's all I can say, you know? Bro, I posted the other day, I went to the gym at 1:30 a.m. Yeah, because I didn't get it in earlier. I was super busy the whole day. I think I had my kids at whatever the case was. 1:30 a.m. Still had to get it because I wasn't breaking that streak. But what you said earlier is that most people have personal problems that lead to their professional problems. And maybe if they fix their personal problems, they wouldn't have as many professional problems. Master your mind. You'll master your life after that.
Love it, man. And like, what would you say, like, if someone don't have the right mindset right now, and they want to develop that next level mindset, or maybe going extreme? Let's say they are like fed up of their life, they want to change things. Where does change really start from?
Well, first, the time to change is now. It's never later. It's never tomorrow. It's never, oh, I'll do that next week. I'll do it next month. No, do it right now. That's the first thing. Secondary is just being willing and being resourceful with whatever you have. Be resourceful with your money. Okay, buy the right courses, buy the right coaches. Okay, I don't have any money. Okay, well, be resourceful with your time. Now, without money, it's probably going to take a little bit longer to do it, but guess what? If you don't have money, you should have time. Definitely should have time. So spend that time, audibles, YouTubes, all these mindset. There's so many people. Andy Elliott. Look at all the Elliott group. Follow everybody from the Elliott group. Andy Frisella. There's so many people that you can look online and just follow them and listen to their stuff, and you will start to change your mindset slowly but surely. Then start finding networking groups. Guess what? Provide value any way you can. Then you'll also receive value back in return. That's the only way, is just being aggressive. And there's no excuse. People will give excuses for everything. And guess what? It's your fault. That's why you're in the position you're in today.
Yeah, and honestly, all of what you have just said, literally, I'm kind of a living proof for it, right? When I started like my business last year, I had zero. All I had my time, nothing else, right? I didn't have the right knowledge, I didn't have the right systems, I didn't have anything, right? I had the time to invest into myself to learn better things, so that way I could like go out there and do something, right? And that's how I started as well, right? I learned the right things, and then I found the communities. I started networking, I started building relationships, I started like changing myself, and I started providing value. And like literally just by providing value, that's how I've gotten all of my clients so far. No single client that I've gotten, I just sent them, I just said to them that I will build them a website. No, it was I just provided them so much value upfront that they were willing to pay me money for it. And that's how I started as well. And like, what will you say? Like, so that's, let's say, like, that's the from step 0 to like step 10, right? So, what's like the next level from step 10 to like the step 20? That now you have learned the right mindset, now you have learned the right skills, now you have invested in yourself. So, what's the way to build a system that's scalable?
Yeah,
And
good question.
what's
So
going to
a
be
few
that?
things are, one, you're doing good with what you're doing, and I'm proud to hear that your story as well. And that's the reason that I jumped on this podcast, because you react to all my stories, react to all my reels, you comment on a lot of my stuff. So I'm like, hey, this guy's like super engaging over here. I watched some of your stuff too. I'm like, man, this guy's giving a lot of value. But do things with zero expectations of getting a return from it. People do things expecting a return and then wondering why they don't get a return. Well, you're expecting it. People can sniff that out. So just do be selfless. Just give. And good karma and bad karma are both very real. So when you give out freely, that good karma is going to come one way or another. I tell people all the time, I don't even care if I get all my good karma, because I know I got kids, I know I got family, and if I don't get it, I know somebody in my family and my circle is going to get my good karma that I put out in this world. So that's how I live my life. But the next stage of, after you listen to all these audibles, you listen to all these coaches, you invest into these courses, implement. Be fast to implement. Oh, Russ, I'm scared to fail. I got all these this knowledge, but and it sounds great, but I'm really scared to fail and I'm scared to lose money. Well, guess what? The best way to learn is to fall on your face. When you were a baby and you were crawling and you started to take a walk, started to take a step, and you fell right on your face, guess what? Did you stop trying to walk? No. The best way to learn is to jump in the deep end, even if you don't know how to swim. I have taken some crazy losses because I'm so extreme and so fast with it. Taking crazy losses. People would go bankrupt. People would never take the risk that I take on a day-by-day basis if you've known the backstories of all the losses I've taken. But guess what? I'm saying losses strategically, because not a single one of them to me was a loss. Every single one of them was a lesson. That's all it was just a lesson. How did I learn? What did I learn from this key moment in my life? What am I not going to do next time? This. Guess what? I already took the loss. It's not going to happen again. So be willing to lose. Be willing to bet on yourself. If you knew it took 20 losses for you to make your breakthrough, how fast would you intentionally take those 20 losses? I guarantee super fast, right? Because you know it's only going to take 20 losses, and that 21st one is going to be a win. You don't know when that next win will be, so keep going. Be ready to lose, and then keep going. Don't get down on yourself. Stay true to the plan. Stay true to yourself. And guess what? Keep investing into yourself. Never stop investing into yourself. Still now, I'm still a student of the game. I still go to events, and I'm still filling out notebooks all the time at events that I thought I was going to get no value out of. But I'm still there, and I'm still investing all the time. Never stop.
Can you like share a little bit any specific loss that you have learned from a lot and that's changed like the whole way you like run your business?
I was 23 years old. I lost well over six figures, like not in the hundreds, like above hundreds in the six-figure range. 23 years old because I lost focus and I was trying to buy into other businesses. Guess what? I learned so much about businesses. I learned so much about buying and selling business. Business has a structure, contractual laws, all of this attorney talk. Learned so much beyond it. But guess what it also did to me? My stress tolerance is so extreme. I am the calm in the storm at all times. My world could be in pieces. And I'm still this guy right here walking around with a proud smile on my face at all times. That's what it did to me. I can take the stress. I can take 100 punches to the gut. Doesn't mean I have to, but I can. So that's another one. Last year, I restructured my entire company. Some positions didn't work. Some positions did work. Every piece of the pie. What did I learn from it? What is my lesson out of it? I don't want to go too deep into actual specifics, but this has happened time and time again. It just happened recently too. Some things didn't work out with some positions that I wanted to work out or long-term people that's been with me. And guess what? It's all about the staying true to the full plan and staying focused. So it's always what do I learn from it? How can I not replicate this again?
Hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
There you go.
Yeah. And like just to wrap this up, what's the goal and the vision with the Peach Flooring Company?
Okay, so Russ, you sound like a hypocrite. You said, "Hey, only focus on one thing," and you got two companies. What the hell, dude? Right? Yeah. Well, there's strategy
Yeah,
behind it,
tell them.
right? I BS my way to the finish line. Somebody was like, "Hey, I need some flooring done in my house." I'm like, "Yeah, I got you." Wrote up a proposal, knowing that I had some subs that could do it, and then they sold like a 25K job on the spot. First flooring job ever. I was painting their house too, so it was 25K flooring plus the house, big contract. Like, yeah, of course. If this is gonna make or break my big painting job, of course I'll get a guy for the flooring, right? Went to the car, hit him up. He moved to Georgia, and I'm like, nice, okay. So I guess I don't have a flooring sub to do this. I just sold this job. So then I started calling around, and I guess it wasn't that hard to find a sub for it. So then I'm like, you know what? It's not that hard to scale. And right now, we have sales guys. I have some really killer systems. I have a really solid leadership team. Let me sell another one. Next thing you know, all my paint jobs turned it, well, not all, but a lot of my paint jobs turned to painting and flooring. So now it's free leads for the flooring. So the reason I actually launched and took it serious was, one, I saw how it was selling and how I can cross-sell them. But then for two is I had a lot of systems and I had a lot of structure before I even thought about doing it. If I was just cowboying it up and still had everything broken, that would have been the biggest mistake of my life. Because you have so many holes in your business, stay laser focused. Fix your holes first. Fix your systems first. And then start worrying about that quote-unquote shiny object syndrome. But if you don't have anything, if you do have everything finalized, you have, project managers, production managers, director of operations, sales guys, sales managers, office managers, people in your call center. Your call center is running smoothly. Call center is a huge thing. We have 4 people in our, just making and taking calls in our office. So you have all of that structure. You have all SOPs. Now guess what? I'm on the leadership side. I don't have too many responsibilities on a day-by-day basis. I have all these subs for flooring too, and we can train our guys to cross-sell. Now I'm offering a better opportunity to my sales guys because now they can sell multiple things within one, equates to more money for our sales guys. project management's project management. So uh, easy to cross train them on that as well. And I'm like, boom, we got another business. It's all flowing. So that's the reason I launched the flooring company. If you don't have all that backstory of what I just broke down entirely, I don't think it's a good idea to do it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, man. So it was like basically you had all of these painting leads that you could upsell them to like the flooring jobs, and it was like per customer value just increase. You had all of this coming through, and it totally makes sense, man. And what would you say, like, what's the next step for you, man? Like, where you are at right now, what's your like daily, what your daily task looks like as a business owner, and like what's the next
Yeah.
goal that you're trying to break through or trying to achieve?
Yeah, well, I feel really blessed because I have a production manager. Man, the guy's a rock star. He's bringing a ton of value to our team and our company, and he's really committed long term. So I'm focused on building him up as a leader as much as possible. We have 5 sales reps for the company right now, so we're focused on just maximizing their skills and capabilities. I have director of operations that oversees all of the ops and does all of our financials, and my day to days are really just overseeing the ship, and I'm the captain of the ship basically, and when something goes wrong, I'm there to put a band-aid on it. But I'm just creating many leaders right now. We're building our main leadership team right now. We're still like, Tampa is my first location. I'm not going to franchise, but it's my first location, and I like to call it the quote unquote figure it out location, where we'll take our losses, we'll take all of our lessons, we'll lose money here, we'll build our team. Most importantly, we're building our team. So what we'll do in the next 6 to 12 months, we'll take over another location, maybe Orlando, we'll take over Ocala, we'll take over Sarasota, we'll start branching out to other locations, and the leaders that I'm building within the business now, I'm going to bring them with me to the next location and start taking over other locations. And then by the time that 6 to 12 months is out, all of our systems, it's going to be running like a well-oiled machine. It'll be easy to replicate and hit $2-3 million in our first year at every other location that we're going to be doing. So that's all we're doing, building our structure, building our leadership team most importantly, so that we can see bigger and we can go replicate in other areas.
You know what, all of what you have said, that I totally agree, man, and I love it, man. I was on a call, like Lucas from the Forward Media Marketing had a free call on leadership, right? And he said the things that he learned from Andy Elliott. Once you become a leader, like there's only a maximum amount of like input that you can put in, and there's going to be only a maximum amount of output that will come out of it, right? So how do you duplicate that? How do you multiply that? You build more leaders, and that's how you build a team of killers as well. So you start developing your team, your people into a leader that will go on to create another leader. So that's how you build a culture. And what would you say, like, man, what would you say, like, if let's say you were to start over again, you had all of this knowledge, you have all of the skills, what's the next step going to be like for you? How are you going to grow it everything from zero to like the 1 million mark?
Yeah, I think it'll be easy at this point. If everything went down the drain overnight, I have zero doubt that I would not even only take it to $1 million the first year. I would hit maybe $3 million my first year, restarting from scratch if I had everything that I have today. And the reason is people can take money from you. You can lose money, but guess what you can't lose? Things that you invest into yourself, such as education, SOPs, documents that you can document your entire processes and everything. Nobody can take that. I don't care what happens. Take my money. Take my house. Take my cars. Take anybody you want. Take my entire team. Guess what? You did not take what I invested into myself. That's why I'm so strong about self-education and self-improvement and investing into every minute of your day into becoming a better person every single day. This is better person personally and becoming a better person professionally every single day. Nobody can take it from me. Strip everything from me. Strip my clothes off my back. I will figure it out, and I will still hit the ground running with the same amount of confidence that I have today. So master your mind, master your life, invest into yourself, and nobody will ever take it away from you.
Love it, man. So looking back on your journey, what's something that you would change?
Something I'd change.
Yeah, that's a question
I
that
don't think I would
gets
change anything.
everyone thinking.
I don't think I'd change anything.
Yeah,
Everything that I did led me to where I am today. I mean, like, I would want to say, oh, I could have invested into myself sooner. But guess what? I wouldn't have had all the hardships. I wouldn't have been sitting there eating ramen noodles while I'm struggling to stroke payroll checks. I would have not built up that stress tolerance that I put myself through. I would be a weak leader. I wouldn't change a single thing. Maybe if I could change anything, no, I still wouldn't even change this. But I was gonna say I'll become closer to God at a sooner age. But no, I mean, God put me on my knees for a reason, and He brought me closer to Him for a reason. So everything happens for a reason. There's not a single thing that I would change in my life. I'm so happy and so blessed with how my life panned out.
love it, man. Because honestly, most of the time, business owners are going to be like, oh, I'm going to change this, or I'm going to change that. But you have like this confidence that I'm wondering where it's coming from, and you have like this unshakable belief that you are going to do it, right? And honestly, if you have
Sure.
a mindset like that, and if you have a belief system like that, then there's no stopping you. You can have all of these big goals, you are going to crush it. And I'm really looking forward to
100%.
what you do next with peach painting and peach flooring. So, what's the final piece of advice you would go like give before hopping off?
Final piece of advice is be vocal about what you're trying to do, whether it's to your market, whether it's to your community of, let's say you're in a painting contractor. Be vocal to your market. Look, you got into our industry. You're a new guy in our industry, but I keep seeing you pop up everywhere. You're being vocal about it. You're intentionally putting yourself in the right groups. Get around people, talk to people, invest into yourself. Just be open. Nobody's gonna judge you for trying to learn, trying to become better. Bro, you're trying to become better. It's like shaming a fat person at the gym. Well, guess what? That fat person's at the gym trying to become better.
Love it.
So yeah, just be open, be vocal, and be aggressive. Be relentless. Have a unshakable, like you said, unshakable belief in yourself. And no matter what, it's gonna work out. And guess what? I lose my house, sleeping under a bridge. It's gonna work out because I believe in myself and I'm investing into myself. Just be aggressive. That's the biggest thing that I could leave it off with.
Love it, man.
And believe in God because without God, I would not be here. I would not be anything. Wear my Jesus piece on my chest at all times. All belief and all graces go to Him.
Love it, man. And I really love your advice, and I hope somebody finds this and take action, right? Because you can listen to all of the stuff. And one thing I would also like to mention like before hopping off, that I had all of these knowledge. I was watching a bunch of videos on YouTube, a podcast on how to do something, and I was not doing it, right? Until I started doing it, I started finding that, oh, this can work this way, or there are some mistakes here. So as soon as you take the knowledge in, you have the right mindset, you have the right belief system, just start taking action. The sooner you lose, the better it's going to turn out, right? If you like delay it, you are going to like procrastinate, you are going to waste a lot of time, and you are going to lose a lot more opportunities. So hopefully somebody find this, they find it valuable, and they take action.
100%. Take action fast. Take it now. The time is always now. But yeah, man, I appreciate you having me on the podcast, and I really hope that somebody got some value out of it too. If I could help one person out there, that makes me a happy guy. I love helping the community. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'm on Facebook as Russell Peach, and I'm also on Instagram as Peach the Painter. And I post a lot of times, and I'm always in groups and such. So feel free to reach out to me if you need any other insights on anything business, growth related, mindset, sales, marketing, whatever it is, business overall. I love the game, love helping and giving back. So appreciate anybody listening to this call. Hopefully I did give some help, and feel free to reach out to me anytime. But really appreciate you having me on the podcast though.
Love it, brother.